Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, and I'm just leaving the Hungry Hunter restaurant here in Llano, Texas, okay? I got me a hamburger. They have a great hamburger. I mean, you get a hamburger and french fries, and it weighs about, 4 pounds seems like, but it's a good hamburger. So if you're ever in Llano, Texas on Highway 29 headed west, check out the Hungry Hunter restaurant. Great hamburgers, and also they got a great chicken fried steak. But anyway, that's not what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about is for those of you that full-time RV or RV a lot or go van camping or camping in your cars and stuff, one of the biggest problems you'll run into, or at least in my opinion, which is worth nothing, I know it's mist and rain, so you're going to get to check out my windshield wipers. I just thought I'd do this video because I ain't got anything else to do. And this is Llano. We're in Llano, Texas right now. The gasoline here is $2.47 a gallon. I mean, that's almost robbery compared to Marble Falls, 25 miles away. It's $2.03. But having said that, that's small town USA, guys, whatever you can get away with. Enough said. Back to RVing. Whenever you're camping in the winter, or even if you've got shore power and you want to run your furnace, the propane furnace, you know, there's some downsides to that for me, and that's why I don't have a furnace in my 2019 Casita travel trailer, is because they're noisy, number one. Most of them are. Now, some of them that are ducted aren't too bad, but the ones that are just mounted in the wall, so to speak, they're like noisy, okay? And they're also propane hogs. I mean, hogs. They use up a lot of propane, and they put a lot of moisture in the air inside the RV. The inside of your windows is going to be covered, with moisture and condensation most of the time is when you're running it. And that's always a problem. That's why buying a used RV of any kind is kind of a, hit and miss, because if they've been running a furnace in there and areas where it's fairly humid anyway, then you could have some mold and mildew problems. So that's just something else to think about whenever you're buying used equipment. I'll try to keep the windshield looking pretty good. And but be that as it may, this is the old bridge going over the Llano River. It sometimes floods. That guy had his bright lights on. I love that. But having said that, what are the options? What are your options for heating an RV or a van or a car or anything else, really? They make a Wave 3 that's kind of a catalytic thing. They make a buddy heater. People have had good luck and bad luck with them. Some people love them, some people don't. And we're going to go around the square and get off this main drag. They got a few Christmas decorations up, but anyway. But what I have found for me that works as good as the buddy heaters or anything. Let me turn the deal just a little bit here so you can see a little bit off to the right rather than just the street. But anyway, is I just turn on one burner. Well, or on the stovetop, I've got a 2-burner cooktop, and one burner will heat my Casita quite well on low. However, does it create condensation? Yeah, it creates a lot, and that's why I'm not out boondocking right now, is because of the condensation issues in the RV. But I'm working on it. I mean, I've actually got some ideas on how I can defeat that. What you can actually buy an O2 sensor, an oxygen sensor, and that's the problem whenever you're doing RVing and using the burners on the stove for heat. That's one of the problems. It sucks all the oxygen out of the air and you die. That's not good. So you get you an O2 sensor, or I'd get 2. In fact, I'm planning on ordering 2 of them if I can find them on the internet somewhere. I know they make them, just a matter of finding them. And so with an O2 sensor, a burner on the stove on low, and then here's another thing I just thought of, is the fantastic, or scratch that, the fan that I have, my ceiling fan, It's an in and out fan, you know what I mean? It's a max air vent fan, and it'll pull air out or push air in. And you can also close the cover and have the fan going. So I can actually move air around inside the RV to keep all the heat from just staying right at, heat rises, okay? So what happens is, your head will be warm and your feet will be frozen, and that's not good. So I'm going to try closing the vent fan cover, putting the fan on. It doesn't matter whether you're pulling it, got the fan pulling air out or pushing it in. I'll try it both ways and see if that will keep the RV warm pretty much all throughout the RV. And then I'll get me a couple of O2 sensors and put them in different places, particularly by the bed, because I would like to wake up. Waking up is good, and see how that works, because I'm just trying I want to keep it quiet, reasonably energy efficient, and able to use camping without having to use a generator. Okay, I do not want to use a gasoline generator at all. People will ask why. Well, it's a simple thing. If I don't want a piece of equipment I have to maintain, and I do not want to have to haul gasoline in the back of my truck. Okay, I just don't. So what else can I say about that? Oh, also another thing they make, I've read a little about it, and apparently it works pretty good, is they make a diesel heater of some kind in China that people have talked about. And I watched some videos about that, and I wasn't. First of all, they're kind of expensive, and also I watched some videos with Slim Potato Head did some. Now he's got a pretty unique setup in his A-frame RV. He's got a setup where he's got a wood heater. He actually rigged up a heater that burns wood, and apparently it puts out a lot of heat, because he camps in some places that I wouldn't even consider, because you see snow all around his RV and ice and stuff, and ice on the highways and stuff. Not me, Jack, not me. No. But and also Bob Wells did a deal on the different types of heat and stuff. But I have to tell you guys, if you've got a max air vent fan, or I can't remember what the name of the other one is, same thing, it's just a fancy vent fan that will pull air out and push air in. I'm going to try it because it may work. I mean, I'm going to try it at my home base first, and then if I decide to go out west just piddling, at least I'll be able to dry camp if I get caught out, because whenever this time of the year going west, and particularly the southwest, out in Arizona and New Mexico, Nevada, even southern parts of California, I guess, it's crowded. A lot of snowbirds, a lot of RVers that that's their lifestyle, and they go north in the summer and south in the winter. That's the spot. And then if you don't believe me, go to Quartzsite right now and see how many thousands of RVs you see parked all over that Bureau of Land Management land. There's thousands of them. And all of them have a different way to heat and a different way to do their stuff. But I just have a small RV. One of the things you have to consider when you're heating any building, it's not square feet so much, it's cubic feet. Length times width gives you the square feet, then times height gives you the cubic feet. So for example, in my RV, my Casita 17-footer, on the inside, I've got about, not totally, but you could say 13 feet of length, 6 feet of width. Well, make it 14. It's easier math for me. But make it 14 feet on the inside, 6 feet of width. That's 84 square feet of interior space. And then you multiply that times the height of about 6 feet. So you've got about 500 cubic feet to heat and cool. And that's not much, because some of you guys that have those 40 footers and stuff, y'all got a lot to heat and cool. So what else can I tell you about heating and cooling an RV? Not much, other than I want to keep it simple. And the simplest thing I can come up with, some people, I do have a way to heat the RV if I have shore power. I've got a air conditioner that has a heat strip, a 1500 watt heat strip, works perfectly, and it also uses the dehumidifier, so humidity is zero problem at using that heat strip. It's not very energy efficient, I will admit that, but I don't have to run it very much, so it all works out. I didn't get a furnace intentionally because I rarely, if ever, used a furnace, and I've been doing this for about 25 years. Two reasons I mentioned earlier is they're propane hogs and they're noisy. That's it, and so I don't care about that stuff. So, for you guys that are using the diesel or the Wave 3 or the Little Buddy or whatever they call it, Big Buddy, Joe's Buddy and Fred's Buddy, whoever's Buddy, it doesn't matter. That all works, and I'm not saying anything negative about it. It's just that if this is successful, and also there's something else you can get that will help, and I'm trying to think of the name of it now. It's called a damp rid, DAMPRID, damp rid granules, and they make one that will dehumidify a fairly large spot. I've used the granules before, and I have what's called oh God, here it goes again. I've got a little dehumidifier that has granules in it now. It's a very small unit. It's made for like gun cabinets and stuff, and I've got it hanging in my RV. It's called, I want to say damp rid. I'm not sure if that's it. It may be, but it's rechargeable. You can plug it in, and it has a little heat strip in it, and it removes the moisture from the granules, so you can use them over and over and over and over and over. But just buying the damp rid granules is not bad. It worked. The damp rid granules work. It's you just have to be careful and dump the water out of it periodically, because if you forget and you start traveling, there's a good chance that it's going to tump over and dump that stuff out on the floor, and those granules form kind of a sticky, gooey stuff, and so you don't want that. But yeah, so there are some options. Am I really seriously thinking about taking a trip? Well, why or when? I'm not sure. Probably after. I don't know, man. I mean, I get excited and all buzzed up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go now, and then I chicken out because of various reasons, because I just get lazy or whatever. And but it's my lifestyle, and I just can't stop. I mean, it's just there's a lot of reasons not to do anything, and then there's reasons for doing things. And the ultimate reason is just how I feel, about going RVing. I mean, am I in the mood or what? Yeah, I am always in the mood, But the climate here in Central Texas this time of the year is not bad. We're on Highway 29 now, headed east towards Burnett, Texas. I'm going back to my casa after I got my hamburger. I was going to do a triking video in Llano, but it's mist and rain, and it's cold. It's cool. It's 48. Not a good day for that. Really not even a good day for a driving video, actually, but figured I better do something. And I did want to talk about heating your RV in the winter, because this is a good time. But the main concern for me is humidity and condensation, because I can remember, actually I was in, where was I? Northern Arkansas, Jonesboro, I think was the name of the town. It's kind of in the Mississippi Delta basin in there, Mississippi River. And boy, you talk about humidity. Whoa. I mean, yeah, the water was dripping from the ceiling of my RV. You got me? That's how bad it was. Of course, I didn't have any dehumidifier. I was running the furnace. I was, really, as far as internet access and going to Amazon at that time, just basically didn't exist. So now, with all the new knowledge and new products and all the stuff, we can improve on that a lot. And then a great thing, too, for me, is I'll be going west. I mean, I won't be going into higher humidity. I'll be going into lower humidity. The only thing that concerns me is you know, the weather and also finding a decent place to camp because of the crowds in those areas that I'll be going to this time of the year. I don't mind boondocking. I don't mind dry camping for a night or two or three or a week. You know, as long as the weather's reasonable. You know, if the highs are in the 60s, that's great, and lows in the 40s, that's not too bad. Any lower than that ain't comfortable, and any warmer than that would be welcome, but it ain't going to happen this time of the year. So, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'll start winding down this video and dreaming about eating that giant hamburger they made for me. And yeah, if you're ever in Llano, Texas, go west on Highway 29, and on the left-hand side, about, I don't know, a mile and a half from the four-way intersection there as you come into Llano, on the left you'll see it, Hungry Hunter, and it's usually got a crowd there. They got a great breakfast too. It's just good old down-home cooking. You know, I mean, it's just like my mother would have made back in Kennedy, Texas in the 1950s. So, but anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Let me give you a thumbs up if I can find the camera. Let's see, where is it? Right there. Thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Well, you know why. And it doesn't cost you a penny. And some of you are using it, some of you aren't. Doesn't matter. You know, do what you got to do. And what else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day is good for you. Help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and help you lose weight because you'll be full of water. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in real deep. Hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. That relieves stress, lowers your blood pressure. Is that good? Yeah. And then what else? Stretch, walk, and, you know, exercise your body once or twice a day. Why? Well, because it's good for you. You know, you'll feel better, and you may live a little longer because of it. So think about that. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. You know, don't let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your lovely head, okay? You know, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and enjoy your life one day at a time, guys. No kidding. So having said that, I'll end the video as soon as I get clear of some of these cars here. Okay, let's do it. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.